Thanks for joining us. This is an update about the cherry cocktail tree that we planted in this container, I think on January 7th, so about 2 months ago. I want to show you its progress. Of course, when we planted it, it was completely bare of leaves, bare root. You can see how nice it's leafed out in the last few months, last 60 days or so. 4 of the varieties, all the limbs have leafed out really well. The 4 varieties are Royal Anne, Black Tartarian, there's also a Stella, and a Lapins cherry. What's curious, though, is that the center stem, which looked to be the strongest and probably what might have been the most vigorous stem to us, is this meteor cherry with a yellow label, and it hasn't done hardly anything at all in the last 60 days. Only a few buds only one bud is broken with any leaf at all. The other ones are maybe swelling a little bit, but we don't know why it's going so slow, if it's going to come back at all. This winter has been very chilly here in the San Diego area. We're in Chula Vista, a suburb of San Diego, and so perhaps the cold temperatures affected this meteor cherry a little more than the others. Here is a closer up view right there of the one little bud that's breaking on the meteor cherry stem. And some of the other buds are swelling a little bit, but just beginning to. And so we're going to keep a close eye on that. If we had to prune this stem out, it wouldn't affect the tree too much, because we still have the other 4 branches on there, and they'd probably be okay. Here is another close-up view of the bud breaking on the meteor cherry stem. It's the very highest bud on that stem, which means everything below it must be alive, so we're hoping the other buds below will break soon. Here you can see the meteor cherry bud unit where it joined the main stem coming up from the rootstock below. If we had to prune it, if we do need to prune it, I'll prune it off right there and let the rest of the 4 branches grow. But we're not sure, but it looks like maybe this is going to do something pretty soon. Here again, these are all the branches that we pruned off of this tree right here, so that the roots below can now support the remaining part of the tree. And those will, when this thing starts to grow out, it'll grow out really fast, and we won't miss these branches. But these, when you plant a bare root fruit tree, or many times bare root rose or bare root anything, and even containerized plants, sometimes some pruning, but with this, it's always necessary. You don't skip that step. Don't not do that. With any kind of a bare root fruit tree where there is a rootstock, in this case, looks like our rootstock grows all the way up to here. We may get some buds breaking on that stem, undesirable buds breaking, and they'll want to grow maybe some branches from that, and that would be probably a sour cherry, or I don't know what it is. But we want to keep that pruned all the time. We'll have to watch if it happens. We don't know that it'll happen, but it does happen in a fair amount of fruit trees. The rootstock, or the stem in this case, we want to break some buds, and we can't have that. They're going to have to come off. Another thing that we talked about in our original video when we planted this back in January was that we might get a few buds breaking on this rootstock stem and start growing, which we don't want, because we don't know what kind of cherry that would result in. Probably some kind of a sour cherry or something not desirable. And you can see, we didn't know if it would happen, but it has happened. One stem growing out right here. It's a good 6 or 7 inches long now. So the solution to that is simply take our pruners and prune it off, just like that. And now we don't want that to compete with the rest of the growth above. So this is probably a useless junk cherry, if you will. And so we just got rid of it, and then we'll keep watching it. If it happens again, we'll prune it again. Very good. Thank you for checking in again. I'm Dave Perling, and please like and subscribe to our channel. We will produce and send out or put more videos on YouTube as time permits and as we find good topics to put on. Thanks again for coming today.